I think the most common misconception about diabetes is that people assume that whoever has diabetes, it's their fault. When in reality, there is a whole host of factors that go into developing any type of diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2 or gestational or any other form of diabetes. My hope is that everyone who has type 1 diabetes knows that you're not alone. We're like this community that nobody really wanted to be a part of, but once you're in it, you are so thankful for everyone around you who just gets it and understands what life is like with this disease. So being a dietitian, I don't know if I would say it helps me manage my diabetes better. I was a pretty good rule follower, teenager and stuff. But I think it's helpful to know like what's happening on the science side of things. But I don't know if being a dietitian certainly doesn't make it easier to manage diabetes. It's still just as much of a day-to-day, sometimes a struggle, sometimes it's okay. My favorite nutrition hack has to do with like baked goods, and one thing I always tell people with diabetes is consider swapping out traditional wheat flour for like a nut-based flour, because not only does it lower the glycemic index of the food, but it also provides a little bit more nutrient dense and bigger flavor profile, which just makes things taste better. So probably my favorite food I've seen on Tastermonial is moon cheese. It's like a dehydrated cheese. I tell my kids it's what the astronauts eat, but it's a great like low to no carb kind of crunchy snack that you can eat anytime, but it's also great like if you've got like a small kid or even me as an adult, if my blood sugar happens to be high, but I'm still hungry and want something to eat, it's a great kind of fun crunchy snack to have. So I wanted to become a dietitian because I understood growing up with diabetes firsthand how food impacted the way we think and feel and move. And I think a lot of times people with diabetes are told or they're given this fate of lackluster food and nothing's ever going to taste good again. And so I wanted to show people that that was not true. My favorite diabetes-friendly meal is anything with fat, fiber, and protein. Those are the three key nutrients that I try to hammer into people to have at every meal. So this could be something as simple as avocado toast, or a pasta dish with a really rich and creamy sauce with some vegetables thrown in, anything like that. I think the most influential person, like in my passion for nutrition, has actually my grandmother. So the whole reason I wanted to get into this idea of making food that is good for people with diabetes taste just as delicious is because she taught me how to make a cheesecake that was still good for my blood sugars when I was 12 years old, and really kind of showed me that you don't just have to fit in this nice, neat box of diabetes-friendly foods.